This is Arsenal Yards in Watertown, Massachusetts. Today, it's a bustling luxury campus where people shop, dine, and work in high-tech laboratories. Walk through the courtyard and you'll notice the heavy brick masonry. While these walls fit the modern aesthetic of adaptive reuse, they aren't a facade. They are the original structural remains of a massive 19th-century weapons plant. This single 760,000-square-foot site, located at 311 Arsenal Street, serves as a palimpsest. A palimpsest is a document that has been written over, erased, and rewritten multiple times. To understand the forces that built modern America, we can dig straight down through 4 distinct historical eras occupying this exact footprint. A deep core sample of this specific plot reveals how local displacement, industrial expansion, and corporate reinvention are stacked vertically within a single city block. The deepest layer dates back thousands of years before the arrival of English ships. Prior to 1630, this land was known as Pigsgusset, the territory of the Pigsgusset and Nonantum bands of the Massachusett people. They actively managed this landscape for sustenance. At the falls of the river they knew as the Cunobequin, they built sophisticated fishing weirs, V-shaped wooden structures designed to trap migrating herring in the current. In the early 17th century, epidemic diseases introduced by European contact devastated these communities. In an event known as the Great Dying, mortality rates reached 90%, shattering the social and political structures of the Massachusetts people just before the first wave of Puritan settlement. When English settlers arrived in 1630, they began a systematic conversion of the landscape. In 1636, town leaders conducted the Great Dividends, a massive distribution of land to the colony's prominent freemen. This act overlaid a rigid grid of private property onto the landscape. By dividing the earth into rectangular agricultural commodities, the settlers legally extinguished indigenous communal claims and prepared the site for industrial use. This shift from shared ecology to partitioned real estate provided the essential economic framework for the land's next transformation. In 1816, the federal government purchased this farmland to establish the Watertown Arsenal, moving the site's primary purpose from agriculture to national defense. The American Civil War turned the facility into a manufacturing powerhouse. Under Major Thomas Rodman, the arsenal pioneered the Rodman casting process, which cooled cast iron cannons from the inside out to make them stronger and more reliable in battle. The workforce also underwent a demographic shift. During the war, hundreds of women were employed to perform the delicate work of handling munitions. These women worked in what were called incendiary crucibles, packing cartridges with gunpowder. It was a perilous environment where a single spark could cause a catastrophic explosion. Under federal ownership, the land's utility moved from sustenance to manufacturing, creating a space where hundreds of workers traded physical safety for a wartime paycheck. During the World Wars, the arsenal expanded into a 125-acre behemoth focused on the mass production of heavy artillery. To maximize output, managers introduced Taylorism, a system that used stopwatches to time every worker's movement, attempting to standardize the skilled labor of a diverse immigrant workforce. The skilled craftsmen on the floor resented being treated like automatons. Their resistance culminated in a major strike that eventually forced the U.S. Congress to ban stopwatch time studies in all government facilities. After 1945, the Arsenal's mission shifted from mass production to advanced material science and high technology research. The facility entered the atomic age by helping develop the M65 Atomic Annie, a massive artillery piece designed to fire a tactical nuclear warhead. To test advanced materials for the Cold War, the Army built and operated a nuclear research reactor directly on the grounds between 1959 and 1970. While this era pushed the boundaries of metallurgy, it left a complex environmental legacy. Decades of heavy manufacturing and materials testing saturated the soil with toxic contaminants. The U.S. Army finally left the site in 1995, leaving behind a decommissioned military base that was eventually declared a Superfund site. The land's first civilian transition was typical of the era. Portions of the historic footprint were paved over to create a standard enclosed 1980s suburban shopping mall. Over the next 2 decades, the site moved into the knowledge economy. The campus was purchased by Harvard University, and later served as a major corporate headquarters for a healthcare information technology firm. In the 2010s, developers demalled the site. They demolished the 80s-era additions to re-expose the historic brick and integrated branding like Forge Road to market the site's industrial heritage. Today, biotech companies research gene therapies and health solutions in the exact footprint where weapons of war were once forged. By stripping back the layers of 311 Arsenal Street, we can see that history is the literal foundation of our modern environment, providing the physical material for each new reinvention.